All right, I have a family portrait here with a couple of requests. One, remove the picture out of the background, which we're assuming they're talking about this picture back here. And then the second one was see if we can do anything about the glare in a couple of these sets of glasses here. So I'll tackle the glare first just to give you an idea of how I might try that. First of all, notice that I made a copy. Anytime I'm going to edit a photo, I'll just make a copy of the layer first and I'll work on that copy. So therefore, if I mess something up, I don't have to go all the way back to my downloads and reload another thing and start all over again. I'll just, in every copy I make that I like this changes, maybe I'll make another copy. You just got to understand that whatever copy's highlights the one that you're editing currently. So right now I'm editing the one that I messed with a little bit and I've got it turned off. So if you'll watch down here where this girl's glasses, let's look at her. Well, it'd be the right on our screen, but the left eye over here. We're going to watch what happens as I turn this on and off a little bit. Do you see the glare kind of disappear off of her glasses there? All right, and I think that's probably enough for what we were looking for. So I'll show you how I did that real quick. So I'm just going to pull in and I'm going to use this little red box up here and we're going to highlight this girl's glasses. And all I really did was use these two tools. Here's a color picker, and can you see how this pigments down here have been picked up? Because I basically was just picking up color, the skin tone and the glasses tone in here. And wherever I saw a bright white, you can kind of see it over here happening. And I'll just do one over here. Notice how the glasses are blurred out. So this darker color was my glasses. So I switch over to darker color. I go to my brush tool. Notice I've changed my brush down to a 1. And all you got to do is click that and click there. And then I'll go over here and right here where these glasses have faded out a little bit, I'll just grab the pixel and I'll just put the pixel back to its original color. And so I can do that anywhere. And so if I want a skin tone, which as you can see, there's a few different ones I have here depending on what I need. Looks like I could put another couple of these there. I'm just going to finish the glasses. And then I'm going to grab a skin tone and I'm going to just look at a couple of these pixels that are white and I'm going to turn them skin tone instead. All right, so up close you go, well, I'm not exactly sure that's what I want, but you'll see it if we back out of it. So let's go back down to the thing's original size. And again, I'll just turn it on and turn it off. And can you see the glare kind of disappear? So all you really need to do is really knock down your brush size. We're going to use color picker tool and just pick some colors around to match. And we're also going to use the brush tool. And we're just going to, like I said, really down to 1 pixel. And we're just going to take the pixels that are white. And if they were supposed to be glasses, we're going to make it glasses color. And if it was supposed to be skin, we're going to make it skin colors. And that even stands to zooming in a little bit. So I think with some practice that you could take care of that glare all right. The tool I would probably use to take the picture out of the background is probably what's called the clone stamp tool. So again, I'll work on the layer copy here in case I mix up. Actually, I kind of like that first girl's layer. So I might actually save this picture for a moment. You know, I might delete this layer and layer copy might be my new one. But since I'm just explaining it in a video, I'll just keep working on like layer copy 0. So here's what we need to do on clone stamp tool. So we need to decide which kind of blocks are we going to grab and put in place of that, because we can't just create them. We have to steal them somewhere. So I'd like to grab as similar of blocks as I possibly could, and then we have to just try to figure out what we're going to do with it. One of the things I did earlier, I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. And again, I'm going to use this guy here. One of the things I did earlier is I copied this brick up here, but this one blemish right here, it kept bringing that out, and that blemish just normally wouldn't be repeated, so it didn't look good. So I'm going to try over here. Again, I'm going to switch over to what's called my clone stamp tool. It's right here, clone stamp tool. My brush size, I'm going to turn into a square, and I'm going to start with 25 to start off with. And so here's the basic concepts. I'm going to grab a similar brick. So I'm going to start down a little bit like this one. And I'm going to hold control with my clone stamp tool and I'm going to left click 1 time. It's going to take that part. And so what I can do is I can come over here and now right where I want it, I'm just going to left click and it's going to replace that brick over here. All right. Now I can either keep doing that or I can just hold the left click down and I can start dragging. This is the hard part, is keeping it without changing your levels. But I'm going to start dragging nice and slow to the right. And you can see that what it's doing is it's copying that brick over to the left. And now I started copying photo again, so that didn't help us out any, but I've taken some of the thing out. We could always blur this edge out if we had a little issue with that. We can always just go in there and use a soft tool and just blur a little bit. But right now, I've still got this over here, so what I can do is I can just do it again. So I'm going to go down here again, I'm going to left click again, and I'm going to pull. And it's just going to copy those bricks up until you can see where I start copying photograph again. Actually, it didn't get any of them that time. That's cool. So I'm just keep going for a moment. All right. And so I'm just copying that again. And so we can get all of it out. We could actually start this thing right here probably and pull and get rid of some of that. Now, again, this is going to take you some trial and error. So again, I would work on a copy, but if you work on it and you practice a little bit, you should be able to get some bricks in there that at first glance you won't be able to see it. Now, you're always going to be able to point out your own errors, but I think for the general part of it is you should be able to use clone stamp tool and copy some of those bricks and take out that picture the way you need.